Hey guys, it's me, I'm back for another YouTube video. Today we are talking about beauty standards and I'm going to be kind of reacting, commentating on a video from three years ago, but I still think it stands. It's called, let me just go into the video. Yep. It's called Women Get Photoshopped into Cultural Beauty Standards, and it's from the channel ASIS, like LadyLike, which is a company owned by Buzzfeed. Even though the video is 3 years old, I think all of the message it stands. It was like the message still stands. So I'm just gonna let's get right into it.
I'm gonna get photoshopped with Indian beauty ideals in mind.
Japanese beauty ideals.
African-American beauty ideals.
Italian beauty standards.
I am half Danish and half Indian.
Half Japanese, half Italian.
African-American.
I am a quarter Italian and then 3/4 mutt.
Beauty standards for Japanese women, I think, are focused a lot on like femininity and cuteness.
Yeah, so I think she holds like a good point there, like especially today, the beauty standards in like Japan or just Asia in general are like very skinny, very beautiful, big-eyed, you know, flawless skin, gorgeous women, and she holds a point there is like you know, I think this video is important because it just shows, I mean, even just the introduction is showing like the different you know, it's telling everyone how, like, so it shows that whole thing of how, you know, Asia are very well known for having, like, kawaii, cute-looking girls, and it's, you know, it can ruin a person's thought process or something. Like, there was this case of this girl whose mum was forcing her to follow all these, like, Japanese beauty standards and that, and it was just damaging her mental health, and it was, like, crazy.
I think black beauty standards in America are pretty different from what white beauty standards are in America.
Yeah, so definitely, especially, yeah, I think, because especially in America, like, people of colour, especially African American people, are pushed aside and not thought of beautiful by a lot of people, because obviously racism is still pretty strong, especially in America. Especially right now with the Black Lives Matter movement, which is very important. I'll leave a link down below where you can sign a petition. But yeah, the beauty standards, especially in America, are like, with the racism there, it's like, oh, they can't be beautiful, or like if they are, they need to have like flawless skin, and then it's always like there's stereotypical way that a black person should look, which it's disgusting.
Indian beauty standards are, from what I know, like big doe eyes.
Italian beauty standards are like the upside down version of me.
Paler skin, a youthful appearance. I would say in East Asia, I know there is a lot of focus on your eyes, specifically whether or not you have double eyelids.
Yeah, definitely. There's the whole thing of, it's really interesting to see what the beauty standards are all around the world, and what different cultures consider beautiful, but it is pretty disgusting, because it suppresses women, and men too, into believing they're not good enough, and they end up getting like plastic surgery and that to correct what is wrong, but that's just not the case.
Thicker thighs, big butt, big breasts, kind of like a Coke bottle shape.
Like definitely trim, fair skin.
Thin, toned, tan. So apparently Italians are like big boob people.
Having lighter skin is desired, more exotic looking.
I've spent my whole life coming to terms with my own body through like a American lens.
Definitely. Yeah, it's interesting because some cultures are like, your skin tone's not light enough, or your skin tone's not dark enough, and I think some people in Asia, I think Japan specifically, they have like a cream kind of thing that some people use, and it lightens their skin, I think, and it's like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to be a ghost, like, you know, you don't need to be like the snow, like sun comes off you, blinding, like, you know, it's, yeah, don't need to change the way you look to fit into beauty standards.
And I feel pretty decent about it now, so adding another set of beauty ideals to worry about is, I'm trying to think of a word that's better than annoying.
I have a lot of cousins, as a lot of Italian people do. They're like beautiful people. Sometimes I look at them and I look at me and I'm just like, what?
Growing up, I put a lot of pressure on myself to fall in line with what was considered beautiful in the Black community.
That brings a good point there. It's, yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on young children, especially teenagers, and it really doesn't help with their mental health because they follow all these things that are considered beautiful and they still end up becoming outcasts, and that's just disgusting. And, you know, just be you. Just be you. There is no harm in being yourself.
You know, I was really petite, kind of on the thinner side, and anytime anyone would call me skinny, I would pretty much cry.
It's gonna be weird to see myself through this lens of like Japanese beauty because I just already assume that that's not what I am.
I think it'll be a really cool experiment, but I don't know if I'm gonna 100% like the way it looks. I think young Freddie will get the opportunity to see something that she thought she wanted.
I'm definitely interested. I like learning new things, but I can't say that I'm like too nervous about it.
I'm prepared for my body to undergo a transformation that like will render it basically incompatible with how I look now.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what I look like.
See, this is going to be really interesting, especially because it's Photoshop, and I've seen a few videos like this from Buzzfeed before, and the people who do Photoshop do a really good job. I've seen like the Try Guys ones, and it's going to be interesting to see how different all the women look. I'm excited to see what it looks like, but I'm also kind of worried because, you know, it's the whole thing of they might end up seeing themselves differently, which I hope isn't the case. But yeah, just keep watching.
Okay.
I don't know what it's gonna look like, but it might just be freaky. Like, I think we're all so used to what our faces look like that any like subtle changes is sort of gonna be like, what? Like, who is that?
I know that I'm just gonna have like a lot more va-va-voom happening in the busticle area and on the breasticle area.
Oh, I love Freddie. She's like one of my favorite like ladylike people. Yeah, I think like Jen just said, that's gonna be interesting because you're so used to seeing what yourself look like in the mirror or in photos. It's going to be very interesting and maybe even scary. I'm getting nervous for them. Like, I'm kind of shaking. I'm getting nervous to see what the results are going to be like, because I hope that they don't see themselves in a light where they feel like they're going to have to change who they are and what they look like. So fingers crossed this goes well.
I mean, I bet I'm gonna look like someone who could generically sell you a pair of jeans in a catalog.
The Japanese media that I consumed primarily growing up was like Naruto. My expectation is like, unless like I have blonde hair and start talking about how I want to be Hokage, then it's sort of just like, whatever.
Let's do it.
Abracadabra.
That's a sim. That's terrifying.
Ooh, that's a lot of change. Oh my god, that's so interesting.
Oh.
What? Who's that? It's creepy. Like, I just kind of feel like all of the shape of my body has just been like, but my boobs are still there.
Yeah, that is really creepy. Christian's transformation looks, I mean, it's probably going to be the most biggest change. That's, whoa. That doesn't even look like her anymore. That's crazy. Oh my god.
I was expecting for it to be less straightforward. I thought there would be like more differences, I think. It's very skinny.
They've cinched her waist and her arms are smaller. I don't like that. That's no, that doesn't look like Sophia. That's creepy to look at.
The face is like what's most noticeable as unlike me.
Whoa! Okay, so they've made Jen look like an anime character. But that is like the beauty standards in Japan. It's like very like wow.
The thing I'm most weirded out by is not even just being like thicker and having a bigger butt and bigger boobs. It's the lighter skin.
Freddie has a point there. It's like, yeah. That's strange. That's really strange. This is really interesting to watch. You know, sometimes I don't fully agree with Buzzfeed, but like this video has got like a really good message behind it. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
I still have a butt, because like that's where it's okay to have fat, is in your boobs and in your butt, but nowhere else. And certainly not in those creepy witch hands. I don't even know if I'd buy jeans from me.
I think that achieving both larger breasts and a thigh gap is not something that my body could probably do at this point.
Hide the head, that's like basically all of my cousins.
I'm not sure if I'd be considered beautiful there, but I also am not sure how beautiful I'm considered in America, so it's sort of just like, whatever.
That's the thing. That's the thing with beauty standards. That's why I'm making this video. They can ruin somebody's life. They can change themselves so much, or they can just lead to someone hating themselves so much because of the fact that they don't fit into the beauty standard of where they're from, you know, their culture. Like, it's really upsetting to see. And beauty standards, just like labels, are ruining our society, and it's ridiculous to see how much people are willing to change themselves to fit in.
It's interesting because when I was younger, I did want to be lighter as well. So seeing what it looks like on paper is pretty surreal, kind of.
See, that's exactly what I'm, yeah. That's really sad, because, like, she just said, like, at a young age she wanted her skin to be lighter, and this is all because of, like, the media and what the beauty standards for African American people are. That's really upsetting, especially if you, at a young age, you knew you wanted to have light skin. Like, if you just imagine if you actually acted on that, like, there would be so many harsh consequences to lightening your skin. Wow, this is so interesting.
This is like me with all the me sucked out of it. Is this like who would play me in the movie version of my life?
That just doesn't look like Kristen at all. Absolutely not. No, it's weird because, like, you know it's her, but you just can't see it. It's it's creepy to look at. I'm not saying like, oh, she's creepy or gross or anything. I'm saying it's, you know, it's creepy to see because I'm used to watching videos and she's her, and then this Photoshop version is like, hello, and it's like, whoa, it's a huge change.
I don't not feel connected to Japanese identity, like I do, I very much do, but I think the Japan part is super important because it impacted like everything in America, so I think of it from a very American, then looking outward back to Japan type perspective.
Thinking about the stuff that I wanted when I was younger and then actually seeing it on paper, like all put together, it makes me sad and happy at the same time. It makes me sad that I was so insecure with the way that I looked growing up. It makes me really happy because I'm very satisfied with the way that I look. I feel like I've grown into my beauty. I've grown into accepting the way I look, and I wouldn't want to look any other way.
That's sweet. Yeah, that's sweet. The fact that she's grown to realise that the beauty standards shouldn't help define who she is, and that she's happy with her, and that's really good. That's really nice to hear and very nice to see. Somebody who wanted to look a certain way to fit the beauty standards now being happy with the way they look and not wanting to change a thing. That's really nice to see. Very, very nice to see. I'm very proud for her.
I think after seeing this, I obviously prefer myself. I realize that like I am full of imperfections and things that people don't like and things that I don't even like. But like, I am greater than the sum of my parts. And so kind of nitpicking yourself and to make your parts better isn't necessarily going to make you a more beautiful person. It just makes you different.
I couldn't have said that any better, and that's a good way for that video to end. That is, yeah, absolutely, you know, there are going to be some things about you that other people don't like, and there's something about yourself that you don't like, but beauty standards especially, people will change themselves so much that they won't even be recognisable anymore because of those beauty standards, and it's disgusting to see that exists in today's world. But, you know, having you know that it's okay, is very nice. It's knowing that you're good with yourself and you are you, and that's all that matters. It's very yeah, it's very nice to see that people are understanding that, you know, you don't have to abide by these rules of beauty standards, and you can look different to what the ideal such and such person looks like. You're you, and that's all that matters. So I just want to put my own little note at the end of this video, because, you know, some people are very it's sad to see that some people are very strict on themselves in trying to make themselves fit into certain beauty standards, and it's like, you may have imperfections, you may have spots aren't seen as beautiful, and don't do anything, like, just don't wear a cake ton of makeup to cover it up, like, you know, like, just take care of yourself, and, you know, don't, like me, I don't pluck my eyebrows, I don't give them shape, like, I don't care, like, I'll have an eyebrow hair up here, and I wouldn't care, like, beauty standards, I have definitely faced my fair few of people telling me what I should do to fit in, because I'm not beautiful on their, up to their standards, and it's like, I don't care, like, I don't care, like, I mean, I don't fully like myself, but I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to feel comfortable in my own body, so, you know, that makes me, like, happy. I don't need to go, oh, yeah, I'm going to change myself so I can fit into your friendship group, or, like, so society accepts me. Like, I'm going to be me, so I accept myself. My family love me just the way I am, and my friends love me the way I am, so, you know, don't change yourself so you can fit into society better, or to be able to go into certain friendship groups, to become one of the cute popular girls, to get the guy. You know, don't change yourself to fit other people's beauty standards for you. Like, just take care of yourself and your own mental health, and make sure you're okay, and make sure you're comfortable in your own body. If that means, you know, adopting a good skincare routine so it gets rid of, like, your acne, then do that, but don't change the way you look to a drastic point just because you want to fit in because of beauty standards, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. On a different note, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please attack that like button with your likes. Comment down below, have you ever faced problems to do with beauty standards? Has anyone told you that you're not pretty enough, or you're not handsome enough to fit in somewhere? Let me know. Is there anything else that you'd like me to commentate on? I've got like 2-3 months worth of video plans, but, you know, I can always fit something in afterwards, so please let me know, do you like this style of video or not? You know, I have another one planned, but that's not until July. Also, hit that subscribe button down below to become part of the pack, part of the family, and hit the notification bell next to it to get notified every time I upload a new video, which is every Monday and Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you all so much. Stay safe. Bye bye.
But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare.